Yeah, really, just what is this, which is already everything, can't be spoken. It's, as you were saying, uh, it's wordless. It's already wordless. And this can't be described because it's already everything, which is also appearing as a voice that is talking, which is also appearing as listening happening. So there's no separation. It's already whole and complete. Even that which may seem to say, but I wish something better than this could happen. You know, I wish to see more than this. I wish to know more than this. Is also this appearing as that. So, meaning there is no separation. Not getting it, about to get it, or haven't got it is simply just this, what is appearing as that. So this may take any direction. This may take any direction. It may appear as anything. There are no limitations. But this as it is already empty. There is no one here who is a doer already. There's just this as it is. Sound appearing, space, the room, thinking happening, drinking happening. It's already this. This is exactly what is being longed for. This is also longing. This, as it is longing. And it's also the the imaginary one who seems so long for this. So there is no separation. And this, what is, isn't happening to anybody. When a thought appears that seems to say, this is happening to me, that's this totality appearing as a thought. This as it is has never happened to anybody. So it's not going anywhere. It's not expecting anything to happen. It's not waiting for anything to happen. It's not trying to be anything. Nothing needs to be added here. There are no steps, there's no journey. There's simply what is this. And this is not a thing that can be pointed at. And this is beyond any description. Because this is nothing being everything. So there is nothing separate from this. Everything is this, no matter what shape or form it may appear to be. All there is this, leaves nothing else. And this doesn't say the other. This is neither happy or sad. This is neutrality. So it doesn't really mind. It can be given so many names, it doesn't mind. You can say it's a duck, chicken, mouse, tree, locust, God, spaciousness, Christ, Buddha. Names don't matter because this is already worthless. And this is not a man or a woman. It's not a human being. It doesn't know death. It doesn't know death. Because it's beyond birth and death. Death and birth is just a story appearing in it. Yeah, so there's really nobody there to know anything, to understand anything, or to get anything, or to die.
Yes.
It's just this. This is has no separation. It does no separation. But separation may seem to be a story appearing in it. Different people may seem to be a story appearing in it. Problems, frustration, anger. is just a story appearing in this. So it's beautiful. Everything is beautiful because everything is this. There is no seer, there is no knower, there is no seeker, there is no doer. There is no one. Yeah. There's just this. This is empty. This is full. This is. So words can be used here as just concepts to describe that which is beyond any description. Words can never really describe this because this is beyond any description. And this it can't be spoken, can't be said. It's just this without speaking, without even talking about it. It's already this. It's already this in the midst of happening, quarreling happening. It's already this in the midst of frustration that seems to happen. It's already this in the midst of thunderstorm, war. So any action being taken to do anything, there's no one behind it. There's no one behind anything. There may seem to be something that seems to say, oh, but you know, I think I'm gonna take left or take right. No. They may seem as if there's something that's is making decisions, but that's as it happens, there's no one behind it. That is already empty. That is already this emptiness, nothing appearing as that. Even when the question is asked, there is no one who's asking a question. Even when an answer is given, there's no one who's giving an answer. There's just what seems to be happening. And this isn't happening to anyone or anyone. There is no real purpose. There is no meaning. But somehow, in the story, the meaning may seem to imposed. Something may seem to say, oh, this means that yesterday, because so and so said something, so that's why this is happening. So that's that's a meaning that seems to be imposed in this. But this, as it is meaningless. There's no meaning. Life has no meaning, and life has no purpose. It's just what's happening. But purpose and meaning may seem to be imposed in the story. Or you can say this is neither meaningless nor meaningful. So what seems to be the knower is already the unknown appearing as a knower. There is no real knower. So when there is knowing happening, there's just a story appearing in this. It's just a story that is appearing from that which is unknown. And right now, there is no story. Right now, there is no future. There is no past here. There can be an imagination, but now it has no past, has no future. And now is not a moment. Now is eternal. There is never not now, or what seems to be the morning, you may seem to say, in the afternoon I'll do this and that. But when the afternoon comes, then you say now. Then you may plan to do something in the evening, You may say, maybe in the evening I will uh, enjoy my supper with my family. Then comes the evening, you say, now I'm eating my supper. So now is eternal. It's not a moment in time. So there's no past. There is no future. There's just this. The saying, as it is always without the seer. There is no seer. And the saying itself says nothing. But in the story, it may seem as if there is a real seer who sees. The seer may even claim that, oh, I see that the sky is blue today. I see that it's very cold today. The weather is very cold. But that's a story because the seer is imaginary. There's no real seer. It's just seeing. And this seeing is empty. It is nothing. Whether the body is asleep, the seeing continues. The seeing itself never sleeps. There is no time. Time is imaginary. All is imagined by no one. What seems to be the journey is imaginary. Somebody who's listening, somebody who's waiting, somebody who seems to be going somewhere, that's an imagination also appearing in this as this. So there's no one already to fall away. But what seems to be the imagination may seem to stop because the separate self is just an imagination. There's no real separate self. Separate self. Yet all is already this. There is no separation. So you have never done anything. You have never gone anywhere. You're not going anywhere because there isn't a you already. There's just this. It's already this appearing as somebody who's figuring out something, who's trying to make sense of this. And this doesn't make sense. And this, what is, isn't personal. There's no person here. There's just totality. There's just everything. Boundless energy. So uh, there are no mountains, there are no valleys, there's no sky, there are no clouds, no room, no universes, no world, and no you. Just this. And there's no one to see this. There's no one to know this. There's no one to understand this. Because all there is this. And what seems to be the thoughts may seem to move around, move to the imaginary past, imaginary future, may seem to wander around. But this now, which is already eternal, is not a thought. This is just this. Thoughts somehow seems to be imposed in this. They seem to be just an appearance in this. They appear and disappear.
Like everything. Like everything.
So to come again?
Thoughts appear and disappear like everything.
Yes. Yes. When when thoughts appear, then when something seems to look for thoughts, it is seen that they are not there. Yeah, you can look now, you know, allow thoughts to appear as they appear. But when you look, you know, can't find thoughts and no thoughts. Thoughts, they are more like darkness. They say the room, just making an example, the room is dark, but when you switch on the lights, when the light is there, then darkness. So in this case, when there's looking, thoughts, they're seen that and they're never there. They disappear. And it's recognized that they never will appear. It's like when you switch on the lights, the darkness is gone. So is it uh is it still cold there, that side?
It's been a little cold in the mornings, but today there's a big storm. And when I came home, it was flooding in some of the streets that I drove through, and the entire yard was filled with water in different spots. Uh, not very deep, but we had to run around sort of make sure that it wasn't going to get in the house and that everything was okay and that the drainage was working all right. So
Mm.
storm. I love a good storm. I love a good storm. You know where
Mm.
Michael's from and where I lived in LA, uh, almost never any storms, almost never. So here it'll storm like, 10 times a year. There, like big storms every 5 years, Get a little bit of rain, everybody freaks out.
Mm. Mm.
So your place, do you still have your extra place that you go to? Your office?
Yes, yes, I still have. I still have. Yeah,
So you go there and
yeah,
work
that is
on,
where.
go ahead.
Yeah, that is where just sometimes do the work there, editing. Sometimes they will be that I would say sitting in silence happening. Yeah, it's because most of the time I'm usually alone there. Spend so much time being just by myself, and
So when do you come
yeah,
back
I'm still.
home?
Yeah, I usually go there during weekends.
I see.
Yeah, during weekends I'm usually there. Sometimes during the week, especially on Wednesday, I would go just to check on the place. Yeah, and to do the editing as well because it's very there. It's very quiet, and or sometimes I would go to town and just be there, do my work there.
Is it in town?
Yeah.
So how far
No,
is it
it's
from where
it's
you're at?
just around. I think it's from where I am right now. It's when you go there, I think it's 15 minutes drive. Yeah, 15 minutes.
But you
It's
don't
quite
drive.
closer. Sorry?
But you don't drive.
Yeah, I do sometimes. I do sometimes a little bit, but especially when my brother is around. Yeah, he's around here because I don't have a car.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
assume
don't
that
have
your
a
auntie
car.
doesn't have a car either, right?
Yes, yes.
So you have to take the bus in and it probably takes a half an hour or
The bus when I go to town it takes half an hour. Yeah, half an hour. Sometimes I will use trains. Trains they take about uh 45 45 minutes.
the train is longer than the bus.
Yeah, yeah. I think the bus is much faster than the train.
Why is that? And is the train goes far away? Does you have to walk to where the train is or
Yeah, I have to walk along quite a long distance to go there. But the bus I just walk few I would say few not kilometer. Kilometer is
Long way.
just few seconds. Few seconds.
There's this map of Durban starting to form in my head subconsciously. It's got like Martha's house, downtown area, Charlie Kremenek being mugged, flooding, your house. But no, it's like it's all starting to. I can't help it subconsciously. I'd start to like map these things out. I imagine that you live like south of where Martha was, and that the beach is east of that. That Charlie Kremenek was somehow mugged over here. Then there was a mall here where you guys met. And there's it's just I don't know. I don't have any basis for putting any of that stuff anywhere, but it's in my head. I start to make a map of it.
Yeah, where mother lived, yeah, used to live. It's not. It's called not beach,
Yeah.
not beach. By the mall, near the mall, casino, Suncoast Casino Mall. Yeah, yeah. He used to live there, and
And that's what you call town, right?
Well, yeah, yeah. That's town,
And that's where your office is?
and yeah, it's no, not exactly. Where I rent a place is it's quite near where I live because I hear where I am is called Umlazi Township. But when you have to go to Durban, you take a taxi or a bus or a train. It takes about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You go a long way. You know, like the town is quite far, a little bit far from where I live.
So it's not like constant development between town and where you live. You're going through areas that are undeveloped. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't in my imagination. That's like my place. I live 20 minutes from a city named Durham. Right. And
Yeah.
there are no buses or trains. You have to drive. And there's not even any taxis. There's like one guy who you can call personally. He'll give you a ride if you need one. But
Only one.
there's only one guy. Yes, he's the town taxi cab driver, and he'll pick you up from the airport if you need to. But you have to call him like a couple days in advance. And he's like 75. A nice guy who's just been doing it for a very long time. He's known as the one guy who'll do that
Wow.
because everybody has a car, right? So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, there are also now Uber drivers here
Yeah.
where they can pick you up, you know, but you pay a lot. To pay a lot. Some they rob you. They will
The
just
Uber
rob
drivers will
you.
rob you?
Just yeah.
Yeah, see, for me, it's like the reason I would take an Uber is because they're less likely to rob you. Like I think like in foreign stuff, because of the digital transaction, they'll be able to figure out who that was. And but you get in a taxi cab drive, and they know that you've just arrived from another country, they'll just, drive you around forever and charge you way more than, you know, It's just kind of part of it.
Oh,
But an Uber driver, you can figure out exactly how long it's supposed to take, and then there's more than one Uber driver, so you know, they bid on the price or whatever, however it works, so you get a okay price. I've never heard of them robbing you. That's bad.
yeah, but it's something that happens once in a while,
Yeah.
you know. But they're always getting caught. Yeah, they're always getting caught.
Yeah, because there's a
And
digital
some cases,
transaction.
yeah, yeah. In some cases, it turns out to be them who get robbed,
Sure.
gets hijacked, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Does nobody own a gun? You guys don't have guns?
Yeah, yeah, people do own guns, but the government once said it's no longer allowed for anyone to own guns because if you shoot at a person or anyone,
Sure.
then gets arrested. It doesn't
So they're
even matter when it was self-defense, but when the person dies, then you will be arrested.
so how many people own guns? Like most people own guns or just few people own guns?
Uh, Now there are so many people who own guns, especially those oh, guns where I mean the blanks. Do you know about the blanks?
The
Yeah,
blanks,
they own. Yeah,
like that don't shoot bullets. Is it
yes,
right?
yeah. They own many of the people they own those ones because they don't require the license
So
for
that
you
way
to
you
own
can
one.
fool somebody into thinking you have a gun and they don't know whether you do or not, right?
Yeah, that's how other people get robbed. Yeah.
Right. A lot of guns in America.
Sorry.
A lot of guns in America. We have a lot of guns.
Wow. People own guns.
Yes, lots of people own guns. Yeah. Especially where I live, it's very popular to own guns. But it means people won't go into other people's houses because everybody's got a gun. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Here as well, there are so I've seen. We do have a lot of cash heist.
Cash heist. Is that
Yeah,
we
those who like there's a there are trucks that carry money to the bank and so yeah. So there are just like there are many like people who try to rob the truck all the time.
the truck that's like a big
So that
armored vehicle?
yes.
That's not very easy to do. But people try it anyway, huh?
Yes. Yeah, yeah, the story is may take any direction, goes like different direction. No, you see, just like in the movies when they try to rob the truck, here as well, it does happen here. I think the people sometimes I think the people in high places like the government, they are also somehow involved in this because those guys they can just simply in the middle of freeway just cause traffic, stop all the cars with guns and but it doesn't it's something as well that happens maybe let's say 6 3 months after 3 months after 6 months
Yeah.
but it does happen.
Like a big movie.
Yeah.
There was a big when I lived in Los Angeles, there was a big robbery. Some people like robbed bank with a, big automatic weapons, and the cops came and they had a big shootout in the streets. It took forever for them to kill the guys, or for them to get the guys that had robbed it. And it was just like in the movies where people they were running around, cars and stuff for a while with other people being like, trying not to get killed. And then so one of the guys who did the bank robbery, had a full armored vest on, like the cops, was dressed just like the cops, you know, basically the same sort of. So there was no advantage of the police, right? That means you have to hit like a special body part, you have to get the bullets won't anyway. So they finally got the guy, and then he's lying on the ground, um, dying. And there's all these helicopters filming above, and the cops aren't getting, you know, they're not calling an ambulance, and the guy's just about, So the mother of the guy saw this footage and sued the LAPD for not calling an ambulance to come and get her son, and got a bunch of money because they didn't do what they were supposed to do, which was call the ambulance. So
um,
they didn't get the money from robbing the bank, but she got the money from the LAPD not. It's very funny.
wow. Wow, maybe you may find it somehow she knew about the robbery, or maybe she was gonna get some
Yeah,
when
maybe.
it was.
Sure.
Yeah, it is. It is just like in the movies. This is just it is a simulation. It's just a simulation. It's not real. It's unreal. But when this as it is imagines itself to be separate from itself, then it may seem as if it's real. No, it's bad. This shouldn't be happening. I want always to have that protection, to be protected. I don't want to die. But that's It's like when the actor in the movie, uh, while he's acting, suddenly forgets that he's acting, then takes everything seriously.
Yeah.
Then there may later there may be a recognition. I'm just acting.
It's
It seems to be so real.
I remember like being a kid and thinking adults were so crazy. I just adults seemed so crazy, or how worried they were and confused, concerned about different things and things that from my perspective as a kid, even though I could understand actually, enough about what was going on to understand what they're going through, but just didn't seem to be any big deal. But, at the age of, puberty or whatever, 10, 11, 12, there's this sort of push to try to take things more seriously and become like an adult. Like to try to think of yourself as an adult character. I don't know what it's like in Africa, but you know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah,
okay, get with the program, be dramatic, get angry. It's time to get angry. And there's like, a lot of playground activity seems to be around playing with the idea of adopting adult problems, taking them seriously, practicing taking yourself seriously.
mm.
But you don't need to do
Yeah.
that.
That may seem to
Go ahead.
yeah that may seem to happen when there's that strong belief that I'm this body. So when this body is growing older, it's growing, then it may seem as if, oh, now I'm getting older because there's that identification or a belief that I'm this body or I'm within this body. But the body itself, as it is innocent. The
You
body
have to
doesn't
take
know
your
you.
do you have to take your aunt to the bus stop?
No, it's gonna go back to work next week.
Okay.
She's gonna go back to work next. Yeah,
Sorry, I interrupted.
yeah. So that the body itself, it doesn't know you. The body doesn't know anything. So something seems to claim that I'm this body. Uh, that's too is just nothing. The one who seems to say I'm this body can never really be found. It is just simply a thought. There's nobody behind this body or inside the body. The body is empty. That's what you really are is vast. It's you can say that it's everything. It's both within and without the body. It's it's everything. It's everywhere, present. There's nothing. It doesn't have any gender. It doesn't have any agenda. It doesn't have any culture. It doesn't have any past. It doesn't have a future. It's simply this, which is already everything. So the seeker has never been found. The separate seeker has never been found because that's which seems to be seeking is already this. That which seems to be seeking this is already this. So there's no seeking, there's no one seeking. There's just this. So as what exactly do you take yourself to be?
I think of myself as everything. It's hard not to think about what I know is physically from my education.
Yeah.
I think about the spinning globe, sun, solar system. It doesn't help much
Yeah.
to relax into the experience of everything. Is um, much more fruitful and nothing, and just the observation. It's easy to see, you know, without any faith, without any belief in non-dual principles. It's easy to see how transitory and ephemeral everything is, and easy to see that this body changes all the time, and that Charlie is just an address mutually decided upon, and that labels all over that we take to be so important are inconsequential, and that we're all going to be dead very soon. Are the labels that we assign are going to pass along, and then it's just very, very temporary. And relaxing
Yeah.
into that perspective, something else emerges that just seems very calm and normal, right? Just
Yeah.
as you say, just what is, the lamp over there and the glass, just what is, and it doesn't take any explanation, defies explanation, but it seems to throb with a kind of awareness, you know, with as you relax into watching it, it seems to relax into watching you.
Yeah.
This you that's not here. And that can last for a little while. And then when some shitty thought comes spiraling through, and you can notice that too as, you know, as normal as the lamp, you know,
Yeah.
not fight it, but not give it any energy either. There's a in my backyard, I haven't been going out to the place that I send you pictures of sometimes, but in my backyard, there's a little forested area that you've seen before. And there's a web of trees. And if I look kind of between the houses, there's just a real dense area of trees. Nothing but, little fingery branches. Because it's winter, there's no leaves. I sat down there this morning. Huge bird. As soon as I sat down, a huge bird took off. So it was quite a ways away, but I could see it was maybe, 100 meters away or 50 meters away, somewhere between there. And it just flew through the trees, just massive wingspan. And it's just startled, and immediately my mind said, "What's the name of that bird? Is it a falcon? Is it an eagle? What did its chest look like? What did its head look like?" But I'm just watching it, and those thoughts just naturally sort of pop up. I kind of ignored them. I never even got to where the kind of bird it was. But you can see how that reflex gets in the way of life. So generally, you know, although it's here already, the artificial intelligence that is Charlie Hike is gradually putting down the urge to name the bird or label things or think about the past or the future. And so there's more moments that I can live in the eternal now. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, everything is appearing now. Everything, even what seems to be an imaginary past or future, is everything is just appearing. So, Charles is there is no real Charles, but there may be a Charles in the story, which is not to say uh, the story is good or bad. This doesn't mind the story because even the story itself is just an expression of this. So this as it is already empty and it is nothing. But in the story, it may appear as Charles and then go see and read the room. There may appear labels in the story, but itself as it is nothing. Yet it seems to be something in a sense that when it appears as a story, there may seem to be labels appearing as well. So that's why I usually say it's nothing that seems to be everything, or nothing being everything.
Used to be when I sat down to
So,
meditate, it took 20 minutes for my mind to shut up. I sit down to meditate, and immediately I'm able to connect and just see things, and then things pop up variably. But
mm,
that's nice.
mm. Yeah, they're those things that they usually pop up. They're just looking for the attention. You know, when you place the attention on those, then missiles, you imagine, go back and be lost apparently in the imagination.
Today there was a single squirrel that was doing loops around me. It would grab on a tree. I finally got to one that was about 15 feet away, like 3 meters away, whatever, 5 meters away. You know, sun tree staring at me. I'm always afraid they're going to charge me. So I, bah! Right? And it hops up and then crawls around. And then it kept on crawling around trees so that it could have, so that it could watch me. You know, sometimes very high up, sometimes running across, branches that were really thin, it'd bend and then it would jump to the next tree. It's just watching me. But it came in a moment where I felt like everything I was seeing was a part of me. So that was kind of a very interesting experience with another being. I suppose that's what everything is always like with you. You're frozen. Are you there? Oh no, you're there still.
Yeah.
So I experienced this nosy squirrel. That's myself.
Yeah, it's everything is you. Everything is you. Even that cockroach that crawls around. Everything, everything. The walls, the building, the space. That's which seems to be talking to you. Everything, everything appears and disappears. All the characters, people in the mall talking, blah 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 blah. When you hear people talking at the same time, you hear blah 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 blah. It's like that sound is appearing from this space, from you. It's appearing from you. It doesn't even make sense what they're saying. It's just blah 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 blah.
For the last week, there's been a guy that's been. So I'm on the second floor, right? When I work in my office in the downtown area, and although there's almost no homeless people or anything around, there's like one or two that just seem to pop up occasionally. And this guy has decided to sit on the bench that's like, basically 10 or 15 feet from my head, just down this way, right?
Hmm.
And as I'm working all day long, he's hooping and hollering and making noise. And he's got three personas that he kicks. I think he's schizophrenic. But as he sits there and either talks to himself or talks to other people, he's got three personas. One is like this gangster, tough guy, rapping and dropping the N word and, blah, 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 kind of thing. The other one is like,
Hmm.
if anybody comes to talk to him or is walking by, yes, ma'am, how you doing? Great day. Really, really polite. And the third one is just weeping, just being like, "Ah," which he only does when he thinks nobody can hear him. But as I said, he's 10 or 15 feet under me, but he doesn't know that I'm right on top of
Nobody's
him.
watching.
I can't see him because there's like an awning, but it's like right there.
Yeah.
So I went over and I came and I talked to him. He had like a box of sugar cereal. He was just eating this box of Captain Crunch. So I was like, I'm right there. He goes, oh, I'm sorry. Shh. Okay. So I was like, you need some money? He's like, yeah. So I gave him some money. I was, I'll be quiet. Went back upstairs and immediately it started up again.
You forgot that you're up there.
I don't, yeah, I think he's pretty gone. I think he's pretty gone. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, but I remembered, like, you were talking about the last kind of person that was there. It was, exactly the opposite, never said anything. That was almost like an angel. To treat these people that pop up into your life that are problematic almost like angels, you know, it's part of you
Yeah,
even.
yeah, that's true.
Try to be kind and tolerant. And it's gotten cold. I don't know where he goes.
Mm.
It's freezing.
There's no shelter around.
It must be. I don't know. Hopefully there is. I don't think there was one in our little town, but hopefully like the fire department or somebody would take him to one in the big city. I don't know. But this morning he was out there in the rain with no umbrella uh, for an hour or so, and then he must have gone, inside somewhere. Maybe he has a home. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. You may find that when that is seen, that is there in the cold, but what is being experienced there in him, like apparently, may turn out to be for him a beautiful and an enjoyable experience somehow. I remember when uh, you told me about the guy that's used to live in the, or I think you were making an example. That's a guy who lives in a house that is made up of plastics. You may find him like being very happy, very peaceful. But when you go to the guy that lives in a big mansion, double story,
Yeah,
like find that it's
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's right. I
mm,
mean, maybe, and, there's obviously something disconnected in his mind,
mm,
but maybe that makes his life happier, more enjoyable, as you say.
yeah,
I mean, certainly these rich people today seem to live terrible lives. Oh my God. I can't even imagine. It's all
mm.
the attention and, ugh. Okay, Nkosi, I'm gonna go find my wife.
Okay,
It's nice having a long one today.
yeah, it was nice, beautiful. And next week, I think my aunt is going back to work. Mm,
Okay.
yeah. So I don't know. Should I give you any?
If you feel absolutely, if you're a,
Yeah, I would say during your spare time, you can simply uh, focus your attention in that which is seeing, or the seeing, I should say, the seeing itself, or the looking, rather than uh, putting your attention also on what you are looking at or what is being looked at, but put the attention in the looking, in the seeing itself, as it is. Stay with it. So that's what came up here.
okay. I think the homework has been helping. I will do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Talk to you next Wednesday
You're welcome.
morning.
Yeah. It's